Someone got me the leeks, and I just did as I was told. I put 3 in one shoe and 1 and 3 in the other shoe and 1, and that is just pure luck, you know, and that was fantastic. They win 2 shows with 6 leeks. Now, after that, I never won another show. And a friend of mine, he said to me, he says, Harry, you're not spending enough time on your leeks. Leeks like a woman, likes plenty of attention. Because they say you go around and you're dressed in the leek. They love to be dressed, you know, and you just quietly bend these flags over. And at the moment, I've been looking after 2,000, and there's been nothing else getting done. The leek show is won early in the year. You know, the early days when they're just little babies. That's when you can lose them. You can lose all your leeks if you're not careful, you know. And I had a problem because I wasn't getting any light till February, you see, which meant I was growing in the dark, and the leeks wouldn't grow. Leeks won't grow in the dark. So that's how I've come to use this. Leeks under lights. No, we've done it, haven't you? That's 12 o'clock. 12 minutes, it's late.
Great last year when he won 6 shows out of 6. It was fantastic. I was at the mall. Harry doesn't show any excitement, you see. He keeps calm. No, I'm not quite like that.
Right, that's it.
He hasn't had the special strain of leek for very long, and he's done marvellously with it because it's his own strain, you know.
It doesn't take an Oxford down to grow leeks, mate. Anybody could grow leeks. But to grow the big leeks, there's a kind of a skill attached to it, a knowledge, but you've got to have the right strain. You cannot get feathers off a hedgehog, mate. It's as simple as that. You put a bigger in and you get a bigger note. And I want a lot of luck. I want a bloody good force for the new year. That's what I want. It just grew and grew, and I was dumbfounded myself at how these leeks grew. Then I decided at 8 o'clock in the morning on the Saturday morning, in the shoe, they had to be dressed and washed into shoe by 10, that I was going to show these leeks. And I took 3 out, which I thought would do the job, and there was one exceptional one, and it was 107.88. It's the WRSL, the World Record Super-Leek. Whether it turns out to be a World Record Super-Leek again, well, just time will tell. I know they're looking well at the moment, but the show is not next week or the week after. It's in the last week in September, and that's really a long time to gain for leeks.
Doesn't matter how well I do, even if I win a show, I'm not really satisfied. I always think to myself, well, if I hadn't done that, I'd have probably done better. My father came here in 1914. He was a very keen gardener. He was also a pigeon man as well. I think he was looking for punishment, he was looking for work, really. But when he died, I took over the gardening side and George took the pigeon side over. This worked out quite well.
Howie then, come on. Howie, come on. Come on then. Howie then. Come on. Howie.
The size is there to be beaten every year. And you're always straining to do better, trying to do better. And I think the very fact that leek measurements have gone up over the years proves that. I think they're on course, but it isn't what they're like now, it's what they're like when you get them on the bench at Ashington that matters. It's what the judge says, not what we think.
Each exhibitor must have 3 leeks, each of which has to be 6 inches to a fast button. And that goes onto the root plate where the leek actually starts, the flesh of the leek. That goes in there, and you say this is vertical. I get a vertical measurement, and I read off on there up to the fast button. That's where the leaves converge. That must be fast. If there's any deformity, or if that's split, which it tends to do because it's a stress point in the leek, then that leek cannot be included in the stand. The leek is measured by volume. If you consider it more or less a cylinder, measure from the fast button down towards the root plate. We'll say it's 6 inches. It's like a cylinder. You measure the circumference, and we have tables which, by calculation, give us the volume of that particular leek. So each leek, of course, is measured separately. It's a separate item. And then you get the addition of the 3 leeks, which produces the measurement for that particular stand of 3 leeks.
This is probably an average leek. There are a lot pretty similar in the trench. What I like about it is that it's nice and short in the barrel, and by being short I mean it's short to the button, which is there. And the advantage of that is that as the leek grows, naturally something's got to give, and it's usually the outside flag that splits, and that of course has to come off. And each flag that's taken off lengthens the barrel of the leek, and the limit is 6 inches. So while it's imperative to get the leek as near 6 inches as possible, you don't want them 6 inches and a tenth, or it's just too bad. They can't be shown. That's just on 13 inches. Now that's exceptionally large for this time of the year. Seasons differ, and it's difficult to just time the leek for when you want it. Some people get them right on, other people have fired away too strongly and they've gone over the top and blown up. So I think you want a bit of skill, but you want a bit of luck as well.
There's not much luck to it. No, it's mainly hard work. It took me 10 years to get this leek, and to do that I spent every weekend on my hands and knees. I logged every leek to see just how they were growing, and I logged the diameter, measured the length, measured the width of the flags. And it used to take me all weekend, Saturday and Sunday, logging it. Now I have a bit of help, of course, because I've got a scribe that does it, so I don't have to wipe my hands every time I've been down to the leek. It's all in here, but I'll put a clean one on here. That's quite good for this time of year. Now that gives me 12.5 round, and the 12.5 round I've got the tables in there. 12.5 rounds are quite a good sized leek. Now when I planted out this year, my leeks were about 1/4 of an inch bigger in diameter. But when I come to take the first logging, I found I was down on last year. And that's probably due to the fact that I've had to change allotments. So I've got some work to do on those beds to bring them up to the fertility of the previous allotment I had.
If I had a garden full of these, I wouldn't be worried about nobody. But there's a long time to go. Now I always leave one cracked flag on for the next time I'll be looking at it. 12 inches. That's a cracking leek for this time of the year. I mean, some of these leeks has got more a month and a half. I mean, the last week in September is the World Championships at the Northern at Ashington, and that's really the ultimate and what I'm trying for. I've got some good leeks farther down. The foliage is looking bonny. It's off the World Super-Leek, so I am expecting something good.
I only took up gardening when I was 45. I bought a greenhouse and I thought, well, if I give myself 20 years, I might know a little bit about gardening. Oh, it didn't take 20 years. I retired after 15. And I just stepped out of work and into the garden, and I never missed going to work. I felt free for the first time in my life.
It's the best thing that ever happened to me, retiring. I wouldn't like to go back to work. Summer mornings I spend an hour, probably an hour and a half, then go back and have breakfast. Come down again till lunchtime, and then come back again and stay till tea time, and then come back after tea for 2 or 3 hours. I never have 5 spare minutes.
I'm a little bit envious when these fellas is retired and I've got to go to work. It's more competitive now than it's ever been. There's people paying a lot of money for the best strains of leeks. And now with the redundancy payments they're getting in the mines and they haven't got a job, they're trying their hand at leeks. They're full-time leek men and they're taking some beating now.
Are you ready to go up, George?
Yes, aye. Okay.
How's the birds doing this morning? Are they fairly fit, do you think?
Well, I think the better they are, I think...
When my brother and I first joined Stanhope Leek Club, prize money wasn't that high in those days. Probably the first prize would be a canteen of cutlery, and towards the end of the prize list, a packet of 10 cigarettes, something like that. It wasn't very much, but it was always valued. People liked to win it. I think these big open shows, especially the shows like Ashington, they've done a great deal for leek growing. We've entered it 3 times in all. We've been very fortunate. We've had 2 wins and a second.
If you win the World Championships, everybody's looking for your seed. They want it for them to do the same.
This becomes 5-3. I'm putting the markers on just in case they get pinched, because if they get pinched now, they'll have to cut their markers out and it will find the leeks then. Because they'll either find them with the markers on or I'll find them with the flags cut out. You see, and they'll have to cut nearly the centre of the leek out to do it. You see? So I'm hoping that no one will try it. It's only the beginning as far as I'm concerned. I think I've made a start, and I've caught up with the big lads, as they say, you know. Joey Jones and Bob Bell. Never thought I was in the same league as them. One thing about growing, you know, you only get one try a year. From 75 to 85 was 10 years. That was only like 10 tries, you know, in 10 years. It's not a lot. You don't get much of an opportunity to play around.
It's a bloody good job I've got a good wife. She goes to Spain and she goes with sister and everybody, and they go away for a fortnight. All that's left after me is the dog. I look after him. Sometimes he doesn't get fed and he's eating half bricks by the time they come back. But never mind, we'll survive. There you are. If I went away on holiday for a fortnight, it would kill me wondering what was happening here. You've got to be really dedicated. I'm not saying you should grow 200 or 250 like myself. I think I can overboard. I'll have to cut down. I mean, I've seen me on a Saturday night and a Sunday night in the garden. Hoeing leeks, watering leeks. Well, they're sitting in the pub playing the hussy card and drinking their bone ale. Why, who are they going to beat me? It's the same when they're going away to Spain. They're lying on the beach soaking all the sun up. I'm here pouring water on leeks, man. When they're not going to beat me.
I was born in number 6 and lived in number 6 till I moved to number 4. Joe was the only one in the family that was born at Rummelsburg.
Well, I was brought up in number 6 and went to school from there. Later on, I married Claire. I moved next door to number 7. More recently, we've moved along to our present home, which is number 3. And while all these cottages have a very pleasant view, I think the houses at this end of the street probably have the advantage of the woodland, which is a typical country scene. And me being 100% countryman, I think the scene's really, really tremendous.
Joe goes out every morning and brings fresh vegetables in. And the potatoes he's taken up fresh until they're taken up in the back end, of course. So we really get fresh vegetables every day.
I think that is an advantage of having a garden, the fresh produce you can get from it each day. Really well worthwhile. Never eat the shore leeks. It's sacrilege to eat them. They're too good to eat, really. And anything that's big tends to lose its flavour, I believe, so you would be better with a smaller thing.
I think that's maybe a fallacy about them big lakes. They're really good. Any lake's good. They're a most marvellous vegetable. And whereas an onion will repeat on some people, lakes won't. And there's a certain thing called lake pie. It's gorgeous.
Very few people will earn up to things which I do. I'm a great believer that everything which lives on Earth responds to sound. And I come down here at night and put a recording, probably of Al Burley singing Goodnight Sweetheart. I've different music for different occasions. For example, when a leek is on the verge of flowering to pollinate, I'll probably put Johnny Mathis singing Let's Do It. To win the World Championship, there must be about close on 1 million leeks planted to try and win that show. Some gardeners will plant 100 to 200 to try and get 3 leeks. This is how difficult it is.
Well, he's a big one, but he's burst, and he's not a very good shape. Different conditions has altered the leek. Good guy with a good rotten system. Not bad.
No, all these are all marked because I've got them all in their rows, as you know. And one is 8-7, that's this one here. I want 8-7 up.
I think it might be all right. Oh, yes. Yes, about 5 3/4. I do.
7-5.
Do you want the paper off?
Leave it, just leave them there just now. 7-5.
For the love that's in your eye. There now. What we're going to do here.
You should make a matching set if they're all right. And we'll take these up to the top and then we'll see. And we'll see what's happening. If we're lucky, we won't have any more to dig up. I doubt if we'll be lucky, you never are.
Right on the button of 6. Now.
It's all right when you've got them, you get a lift. But if something goes wrong, then down you go.
He's over the top. Wow, we're getting on. Over the top.
That flag's no use, but I've got 3 to take off. But that one, and that one, and because that one's split, I've got that one to take off as well.
I think it'll be all right again, with a little bit of luck. Almost on 6, not quite.
There's a mark on there. There's also a mark there. So I may have to either take this flag off or go and find another leek to try and match it up. So you see, it's always difficult to get that third one. There's always something goes wrong.
Too long. Another one. Knackered.
10, 18, 26, 2, 27, 15, 177.66, which isn't going to be enough for a world championship when you want something like 250. I've never had a year like this for leeks going bananas. They don't look healthy, man. Don't look a bit healthy. Look at the state of that. I want to know what's causing that. This new allotment I've got, it just isn't right. And the leeks I'm getting are not bad. I mean, the leeks I'm getting are a lot better than the run-of-the-mill lads that have been gardening for years. But for me, that it's not good enough. Because my leeks have been getting better every year. And this year I put better leeks out than last year. And I knew within a fortnight that I was having something wrong, because when I did the first logging, the leeks weren't right then. After a fortnight, there was something wrong straight away. And that was when I knew I was going to have trouble, you see. And I've had trouble all the year. And normally I only water the leeks, but this year I've had to force feed them. I've had to more or less nurse them along week by week, check them week by week, and then give them a little bit of liquid feed or a little bit of this, that and the other, you know, just as I thought they might need it, you know, just to keep them going. And I'm satisfied with what I've done. It's been a year of learning. I've learned a lot this year about how to handle leeks when you're having trouble. So it'll probably pay off in later years. Might take about 5 years to get back up top again.
If you can give me one up, Brian, if you can, please. Right. And you maybe manage the other one. You can carry one if you like, Bill. Morning.
Mr. Joan.
Thanks.
And keep the buttons to the right hand side of me, Drew, if you can.
Yeah, he hasn't got you doing here.
He hasn't got me down. No, because he got the chair. I'll get too far down on the white.
No, you look good.
Is it a big entry?
Quite a big area,
Yeah.
Yes.
This is yours, Bob?
Aye. All right, Bill.
All right, Bill. 25.
Keep them to the right if you can, please.
Right.
Go. Fine.
You got a bit of volume?
I need a bit.
And the bar's open till the 4 this afternoon. All the friends have travelled from all over the country. Nice to see everybody.
Canny leeks, nice and soon, just under 200, but they're not good enough in this class, like.
We're like everybody else, we've lost the biggest, they'll all say that. Jackson.
Everybody says that.
Where do you think you'll finish it with them?
I don't know, it depends. Last year I was 220, I was 10th. You never know, if there's a batch of leeks in, it might be 260s, 290s. It depends on the judge's system.
I could see the way some of the Durham lads think that our shoes should be 2 leeks at 6 inches, and I say 3 leeks at 6 inches. 3 is definitely harder to get, and it'll make it more expert-like to get 3 instead of 2.
We're improving, yes, but we improve with standards from here, from these shows, don't we? I mean, when you see the quality of this leek, and you go back home, you have to improve your technique a little bit.
Number 19. 5. The biggest leeks are not always the most perfect leeks. In many shows you'll find that the biggest leeks have not got the first place because of some imperfection which that stand of leek carries. Soil marks, bulbosity, a bulbous bottom, you deduct points for that. Green on the barrel where it should be purely white, and consequent, a smaller, more perfect stand of leeks would be higher rated.
It seems to be a man's thing. We showing my husband's name because a lot of women can't get in, you know, but oh, I like the leeks. This is my 3rd year up here, isn't it? 3rd year we just come up to have a look, and it's, you've got to see them to believe them, like, you know, massive.
But look at the root plate on this one. It's gone ginger, in my opinion. That's been stood in water, you know. Then I go to the foliage, dead. So I think that's not fresh, Doug.
I've just seen him.
And he's not bringing another one.
Yeah.
Oh, well, leave it.
Or should I just withdraw them?
Does he say he wants them withdrawn? He'll be last.
I will just withdraw them then.
Tell him he'll be last if you want them. How many stands are there, Dick?
That would be 51 now.
Aye, I will be 51st. If he leaves them there, I'll be 51. The top ones were outstandingly good. They've been good and outstanding right from the start. But when it came to the lesser prizes, say the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, etc., there was a bit tight decision making. And then again in some of the smaller ones, and everybody likes their place. Everybody likes to be in that correct place.
Everybody expects us to do well. I expect to do well myself, but you could only try your best.
Sorry.
Steve Cram gets beat sometimes, doesn't he? And I get beat, and we all get beat. But that's not the end of the world. You've just got to get on with it. It's the leek capable of doing it, but not this year, I'm afraid.
But tonight's winner, ladies and gentlemen, in fact, the winner of the McEwen's Lager Leek Championship, and we're about to bring them on stage with a total cubic capacity of 273.12, a prize of £1,200 plus the trophy from County Durham, Mr. Joe Jones. Well done, sir.
Them's the biggest leeks that's ever win the Northern Shore. And his leek in this area, well, it'll be talked about for a long time to come.